All right, language arts classes. I'm going to go over day 3 and day 4 for our fiction reading project. So day 3 is your artist's vision. This is after you've completed making your art that supports your claim. You're going to write about it. It's part of the artist's statement. And you will need to answer each of the following questions in about 2 to 4 sentences. So I have, these are the instructions. The next slide is the example. So the first question is, describe the components of your artistic piece. So let's look at the model, right? My artistic piece is of George in the foreground. That means in the front. So there's George, and this is his friend Kelly, right? And the school behind them. So you're describing what your art piece is made up of, right? To the left is the Bronx Zoo, and to the right there is a sign saying auditions for Charlotte. The background is rainbow that drips down at the bottom of the page. So, and then they go on to explain that the school is in the background because that's where George was put down for who she was several times. But it's also where she got to show the world where she is. So the artist is explaining what each of these parts, how they relate to the story and the claim. And this is a really clearly written description of that. Let's go back to the next question. Explain how your art demonstrates your claim. So it says towards the end, it talks about the signs are there because the Bronx Zoo was the main point of the resolution, and not being able to audition for Charlotte played a large role in the tension, which is why I put the rainbow in the background to symbolize the LGBTQ flag. And it drips to the bottom because it's not a perfect world and people get put down every day for being LGBTQ. So this relates to their claim, and so they're connecting the art that's made to the claim. The last question is, why did you select the medium, the art form that you chose? So it can be really tempting to say I chose to paint because I don't like to write, or some other version of that. But instead of saying why you didn't, choose why you did, why you think it really helps your art form. You can say in this time, right, you had limited choices, but you felt this would be the best. So talk about why you did instead of why you didn't. It says the medium I chose in this example to work in was watercolor and charcoal. I watercolored the background, and Kelly because the pride flag needed to be colorful. And I watercolored Kelly because she is a big part in helping George be comfortable with who she is. I didn't draw George in watercolors like the rest. This is because the colors often symbolize being happy, and I didn't want to convey the message that since the book is based on George and her struggles. So instead of watercoloring her, I drew her in charcoal. So very clear what the intention was there. All right, and then day 4, and this is your final check and submission. This is more like the technical aspect of wrapping this up. Here is the rubric. If we were in school, we would be using this to assess your piece, but I want you to look at it as a way to double check your work, and later on, I might have you comment on 1 or 2 of these things. We're not going to go in full depth with it, but it's a good checklist for you. So this is all about submission to our gallery so that everyone can take a look at your work. You can see everyone else's, and we can leave some positive comments on them. So the first thing you want to do is save your artist statement. So if it's in, I'm assuming, a document, to save it. I would prefer it to be typed, because I think that will be a lot easier, you'll see, to put it into our gallery. If for some reason you can't type it up, then we'll have to figure out a different solution for that. For your art, I want you to either take a photo of it, or maybe, let's say you made it on your computer, save it as a screenshot. And then you want to save it in a format that's easily to access, okay, that you wouldn't require special software to open up. And whatever format you choose to save this image in, it must be under 512 megabytes. So you might want to experiment with this option until you find it, because if it gets too big, it doesn't work on Schoology. So you have two things that you're saving: your statement and your art piece. So then you're going to go, and I'll show you how you do this. These are the steps. You're going to go to the folder and open the project gallery walk for submission. And you will be uploading your art as if it's a photo, and I'll show you again how to do that. And then add it to the media. There's this attach files button you're going to use. Find your art file and attach it. So let me show you how you can do that. Here we go. So here is week of April 27th, the file. If you look down here, it's the project gallery walk submissions. It's pictures. And if you click on this, it'll open up. And here is that add media. If you click on the add media, so then it's going to go into your computer. This is going into mine, so it's going to look different. And I have my pictures come up. And I'm going to pick one. I'm going to pick this one. Okay. So open it up. It's downloaded. Add media. And then there is the picture. So that's the first step. The next step you want to add is your writing. So let's go back to our slides. And the next slide explains, this is if you don't have a photo or screenshot, and it goes into the details of that. So if you want to upload your statement, what you're going to do now is you're going to open your artist statement document, and then you're going to highlight it all and copy it, and then you're going to paste it back underneath your artwork and put it in the comment section. All right, so let me show you what that looks like. So here we are. I'm going to click on my photo here. See how it has the comments right down here? I'm going to post the artist statement down here. So let me go to, all right, I'm actually just, well, let me do it in here. All right, so I'm copying that. I do Command All, Command Copy. Then I go back to this, and then I do Command Paste, which is Control V. And there. And then I check. You might have to make sure, see how some of it is formatted weird. You might have to play with some of the spacing a little bit. Like I might make this bold. I guess the bold won't work for that. Okay. But I'm separating my paragraphs so they're clear. even do this. So you just want it formatted so when someone comes in, it's pretty easy to read. They don't have to figure it out. So there. And now you're all set for the gallery walk, which we will have next Monday, and I'll go through instructions on that before early Monday morning for you. Okay, great. So I think that is it. There are instructions here, and I'm not going to go through this right now. They're pretty similar to what I just went over. That's if you don't have an image to put in, that you have more writing, that you can use this image that I have in Schoology, and you can post it for where it says my project is in the comments section. You can copy that from Schoology and put it in the image section. And if that doesn't make sense to you, just let me know and I can always help you out. So have a good rest of your week, and maybe I will see you on Thursday and I can go over some of this if it doesn't make sense to you. Take care.